Matthew 13, 1 through 9, the parable of the sower. Matthew 13:1. The same day, the stockbroker ministry team saw a need and came to give a financial wellness class at a local church in Monmouth County, New Jersey. And members from the congregation came to the meeting in our fellowship hall to learn how to make wise investments. They learned about financial wellness threats. Threats to financial wellness include 70% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. 24% of Americans' paychecks go to consumer debts. 43% of student loan borrowers aren't making payments. 47% of Americans can't cover a $400 emergency. And 52% of Americans have less than $10,000 saved for retirement. They learned about financial myths. Dispelling the myth that money does not grow on trees. They learned financial wellness and strategies for long-term financial stability. In order to become empowered, liberated, and more financially healthy community of the faithful witness.
Topics like savings, budgeting, getting out of debt, and investing for the future are spread across a variety of different video styles.
The groups learned about identifying financial websites to obtain information on how to grow different types of investments. Then the local church pastor donated some ministry development funding that landed on 4 different areas in the congregation. The same amount of money and the same opportunity and liberties available to each area. Each area had the liberty to do whatever they were led to do with the gift they were given from the local church pastor's fund. Well, the senior ministry team decided to go on a bus trip to the casino. They used the funding gift they received from the local church to earn some quick money by playing the slot machines in Atlantic City. The seniors were getting so excited about making money until the tides turned, and then they lost all their funds. They quickly got tired and discouraged and wanted to go back home because they had less money than what they had brought with them. This caused many to acquire a serious headache. The baby boomer group used their portion to buy Pick 6 lotto tickets, where the odds of winning Pick 6 were less than a lot of money. And when the lotto numbers were drawn, none of their numbers came up because the odds of winning were so very slim. The Millennial Group had some reservations investing in the stock market, so they put the portion they received from the local pastor into a savings account. However, the interest rates were so very low, and because of job stability was questionable, the Millennial Group kept withdrawing their monthly deposits due to periods of unemployment and emergency funding. The Millennial Group felt as if keeping money in a savings account was just like throwing money out of the window. While the last group was not sure what to do with the portion they received from the local pastor. They wanted to help others and to make a difference in the world. So they decided to donate their time to help others how to become financially healthy. They were very inspired by a story about a specific woman named Mary Smith Kelsey Peak. Mary S. Peak was a teacher who started a school for children of former slaves in the summer of 1861 under a tree that would become known as Emancipation Oak in Hampton, Virginia. This humble setting provided the foundation of what would become Hampton University. The Hampton Institute Geography class, 1899. Students constructing telephones at Hampton University. Hampton University Home Economics class, 1902. Hampton Institute Current Events class, 1899. Look at the wonderful school assembly in Hampton Institute in Hampton, Virginia. A Hampton University alumni is Booker T. Washington, born April 5, 1856 to November 14, 1915 in Hellsford, Virginia. He was an African-American educator, author, orator, and advisor to presidents of the U.S. Between 1890 and 1915, Washington was a dominant leader in the African-American community. And here we see one of our historic black colleges. Guess what? Hampton University. Another Hampton University alumni is Alberta Williams King, the mother of the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The late Dr. Martin Luther King was one of the speakers at Hampton University. Another alumni is Allison K. Duncan, an HU alumni and federal judge on the United States Courts of Appeals for the Fourth Circuit. She is the Fourth Circuit first female African-American judge. Another Hampton American alumni is John Herbert Henry Sinsack. He is an African-American newspaper publisher and owner of the largest chain of black newspapers in the country. Sinsack was also a civil rights advocate and worked for a strong black press, founding the National Newspaper Publishers Association in 1940 to unify and strengthen African-American owned papers. Then we have Kate Cole James. She was a Hampton University alumni and a federal judge on the United States Courts of Appeals for the Fourth Circuit. She is the Fourth Circuit first female African-American judge. And next we have Carl Holman. Carl Holman helped found the Atlantic Inquirer and later became the president of the National Urban Coalition, focusing on educational and work opportunities for blacks and Latino communities among an array of civil service goals. He also taught at Hampton University in Virginia. We have a Hampton University graduate that was crowned Miss Virginia in 2013, Desiree Williams. Next, we have Spencer Overton, an HU alumni and president of the Joint Center for Political and Economic Studies since February 2014. Overton is tenured professor of law at George Washington University. He is also a member of the President's Advisory Commission on Educational Excellence for African Americans. And last but not least, we have President Barack Obama. He gave the commencement speech for 2010 Hampton University graduate services. We've come such a long way since Mary Peaks taught under that oak tree. Now look what we have. The Hampton University Scripps Howard School of Journalism and Communications. To God be the glory. The ministry gifts that are planted in productive heart to multiply exceedingly. This production is more and more rapidly multiplying 100, 60, and even 30 times more than its beginning. Let everyone that can hear listen. Don't despise the day of small beginnings.